So I wanted to say a few words today about the announcement from one of my favorite rock stars of all time, Mr. David Coverdale. At the age of 74, has decided to kind of call it a day, right? After 50 some odd years, really, when you think about it, when he joined Deep Purple back in '73, right? That's a long time ago. It's 52, going on 53 years ago that he has been in the public spotlight, making records, touring the world, being David Coverdale. He's finally decided, you know what? It's time to go off into the sunset, enjoy my retirement, stop worrying about tours and albums and all that sort of thing. At least that's kind of what he has said, right? And hinted at here that this is really it. That's the end. Whether we see any recorded works going forward or not, I know for sure he's probably completely done with any live shows or live tours, right? I knew that was coming. That's been coming. Whether he graces us with any more recorded, albums or songs along the way, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, we think he's putting Whitesnake to bed. I have long pondered if Whitesnake would be one of those groups that once Coverdale decides he's had enough, that he will allow the band to continue on with someone else fronting the band. I kind of thought when Dino Jalusic joined the band that they were kind of planting the seeds for him to maybe take over, the frontman role in Whitesnake. But I think a lot of us probably don't want that to happen. Would it be cool as kind of like a little tribute to the years of Whitesnake to kind of do that? Yeah, maybe. But it's hard to think of a world without Whitesnake music or Whitesnake, playing live and all that sort of thing. But 50-something years, it's nothing to sneeze at. He's got a wealth of great material that has been the soundtracks, not the soundtracks to my life, going all the way back to Burn and Stormbringer, and stuff like, the great Made in Europe live album, which I absolutely love, and an album that I've grown to love a lot, Come Taste the Band, over the years, and the many Whitesnake albums. There's so many of them, I didn't pull them all here, but, Come and Get It, Trouble, Saints and Sinners, right? That early live album, one of my favorite albums of all time, Slide It In. Another one of my favorite albums of all time, the Whitesnake record, Slip of the Tongue, all the more recent ones. Forevermore is a great, they just came out with the Forevermore, deluxe edition, right? I've seen David and various incarnations of Whitesnake numerous times over the years. Obviously, I was a little too young to see him with Deep Purple, but I did see him on the '87 tour. Opening for Whitesnake was the first time I caught Whitesnake live and caught David Coverdale. And I've seen Whitesnake, like I said, in various incarnations over the years since then. Always put on a great show. And I know a lot's been said in more recent years about his voice not really being able to kind of cut it live. He has done, I think, a very admirable job on recent tours. And recent, I mean by the last decade or so or more. Putting together a really, really great band that has a couple of guys in the band who generally can sing backing vocals and the occasional, lead part in certain songs to kind of jump in when it's something that he just can't cover anymore. Because, you look back on all the crazy singing he's done over the years. The voice was never going to hold up forever. It doesn't work that way. And through it all, he's always been a great frontman. So even in more recent times where I've gone to see Whitesnake and I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, his voice isn't nearly what it once was, but he's still a great frontman. Still is great talking to the audience. He still has all the moves and all that sort of stuff, and he still can tackle most of those songs and at least put in a fairly good performance, sometimes even better than fairly good, right? When it's certain songs where he's not able to kind of cut it anymore, right? But still went out there, gave it his all. And he's such like a personality, right? I watch an interview with Coverdale. He's such a charming dude, and he just exudes this kind of like aura of rock star elegance that I think it's probably a good idea that he's going out at, 74. There's a lot of guys older than him who are still out there doing it. Some of them, maybe shouldn't be, but they are doing it, right? I think he's like, you know what? I've had a good career. He's obviously made his money. He's got an amazing discography that he can be proud of, whether it be with, Deep Purple or Whitesnake or solo, right? And I think the time is right. Time is right. I think we've kind of knew that this was coming for the last couple of years. I kind of thought that last time around that was kind of going to be it. And would I like to see him one more time? Yeah, of course. But I have lots of great memories of lots of really, really good shows. Like I said, that Nassau Coliseum show opening up for Motley Crue and blowing them off the stage, great. Seeing them at Irving Plaza in New York City, packed to the gills, and just killing it, so good. Saratoga Performing Arts Center, outdoor show in the summertime, great stuff. Various other shows, Atlantic City, at was it Trump Plaza or whatever. That was a great show. That was the Purple tour. Seeing him perform and the band perform all these Deep Purple classics that I had never seen perform live before. I had a blast at that show. That was like a dream come true for me. Best of both worlds for me. So yeah, and there are others. There are other shows, but it's the right time. We're gonna miss him for those true fans. We're gonna miss him, but I think we can all feel proud that he went on his own terms. And I have a feeling with Coverdale, this will be it. Like I said, we may see some sort of a recorded thing at some point if he's feeling up to it. But as far as seeing him performing live on stage, at least on tours, who knows if there might be one-off shows here and there. I think he's going to stay true. He's going to go spend time with his family and do other things. We may hear from him from time to time, as I hope we do. Because like I said, he is quite the personality. He's someone who could probably do a radio show or some kind of a talk show YouTube program or star in film or whatever or TV, and I think do very, very well for himself because he's got that it factor. And he's very, very well spoken, and he's got great stories to tell. Would I pay to see a Coverdale tour, a talking tour, like one of those kind of presentation type things where he just goes and tells stories and whatnot? 100%. Do I hope that we get a David Coverdale autobiography? 100%. Would love to read the stories. I'm sure he's got a lot of great stories to tell. So yeah, we'll miss him out there on the road. And like I said, we may or may never see another album featuring the vocal talents of David Coverdale again. That remains to be seen. Is this officially the end of Whitesnake in any capacity? I'm guessing so, but we've seen stranger things, right? We've seen bands continue on with old classic members gone, and they give the seal of approval for, we've got a brand new Atomic Rooster album out, right? All three of the original classic guys. Well, Carl Palmer's still around, but Vincent Crane and John Ducan, and they're all gone, long gone, right? But we got a new Atomic Rooster album out. There's plenty of other bands where they're out there playing, and there's look at Foreigner, right? So you never know. Stranger things have happened, but I think most of us longtime fans kind of think this should be the end. And to David Coverdale, thank you, sir, for giving me lots of great stuff throughout my life that, albums that I will be listening to till the day I'm no longer on this planet. And I have been a massive fan of you and the bands you've been in for a great chunk of my life. And thank you for providing the soundtracks to my life. It's greatly appreciated, and I know I speak for many other people. So happy retirement, David Coverdale. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, if you care to help out the channel, we got links to all sorts of things, Ko-Fi and Cameo and membership options and merch and all that good stuff. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Viva David Coverdale. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.